Previously on Ride Smart.
Hi, I'm Craig Cameron, and on this edition of Ride Smart, got a special treat for you. Ty Murray, 9-time world champion cowboy, 7-time all-around. Hey, he and I are going to take two colts, never been handled, never been worked. We're going to take them all the way through. You're going to get to watch 5 days in a row, and then the last day, we're going to take them through the challenge trails here on the Double Horn Ranch. And that's all coming up next on Ride Smart. I've been using Prefer products for over 2 decades now, and equipment that I bought over 20 years ago, hey, it's just as good as the day I bought it.
Prefer provides a variety of ranch equipment, including panels, roping chutes, stocks, feeders, walkers, and more.
Hey, Prefer, they've got the equipment for the job.
Preferred Ranch Equipment, built by ranchers for ranchers. On the web at preferred.com. And now back to Ride Smart with Craig Cameron.
Well, we've got to the end of the second day, and I feel like the colts are just doing super. I'm always amazed at the change of the horses, especially after the second day. That's when I tend to see a big change in these horses.
Yeah, I agree with you. They both, seem to me like they're coming along and right on track. Something that I've really enjoyed is working together here and getting to watch you and when I'm starting colts, I'm by myself and at the ranch, and it's nice to get to see some other ideas and some other approaches, and I think that's something that we've always enjoyed with being able to ride together.
Absolutely, and you're always working by yourself, and a lot of the times I'm out there working in front of a big crowd, and they got you on a time limit, and that was really one of our main objectives here, to just really go at the real pace. In other words, the pace of the horse, and not be rushed and not let time be an element. And I think it just makes such a tremendous difference to the horse, because they never think in terms of time.
Yeah, and I think you do a really good job. You've done it for so long and for so many years, thousands and thousands of clinics and demonstrations, and you've gotten really good at it. For me, being less experienced and not doing it day in and day out, for the public, just doing it at the ranch when I need a horse started, I find myself working maybe at a slower pace. And I think, we have a few different ideas on things, but I think it's fun to combine the ideas and mix and match the ideas and the approaches.
Well, I really enjoy it myself, and I always say you learn a lot when you work with other people, even if you just to remember something that you'd use and you forgot about using or something like that.
Right.
And one of the things that I'm watching you and really makes me become more aware is to slow down, and also I feel like your timing is really good. I mean, your releases and your awareness of what's going on, and I think that's one of the reasons probably you did as well as you did, your athleticism and stuff in your rodeo career. It's a lot about timing and balance, that type of stuff. I always tell people, use your athleticism with your horses, and I think you're really letting it come through as you work this young horse.
I think that a lot of times people will do a different drill or exercise, they might call it, and they might do the exercise just right, but that exercise doesn't do you any good if the way you ride your horse all the time doesn't stay the same. A guy told me one time a while back, he said, you're only riding your horse 10% of the time, and I didn't know what he meant. And I started paying attention, and I was only giving him the, energy and direction and speed and guidance 10% of the time. And that's when you see horses want to start taking over and thinking, that's where you see herd boundness and barn sour and all that, is because they say, well, I drive 90% of the time anyway, and I feel like going back to the barn where my buddies are. How about I just drive right now?
Yeah, that's part of staying consistent, and a huge part of horsemanship is consistency. The same whether you're on the ground or up on their back. So I think, you know, people are unaware that they're actually teaching the horse something all the time. So you may not think you're teaching, but the horse, he's always learning something. It could be good or bad.
Like to pick that up a time or two, just so he kind of gets used to it, and set it up there. Again, I try to do this on a real loose halter rope. I'll help him with this halter rope if he needs it, but I don't want to try to hold him into place or tie him to a fence. You know, it's like he was saying yesterday, the less I can pull on his face, the more it'll mean when I do need to pick up on it.
Absolutely. I think you shouldn't pick up unless there would be a reason to. I always say don't pick up on that rein unless there's a reason, meaning, or purpose. So that they know there's a reason if you do pick it up. Well, he's looking pretty soft right there. Pretty untroubled right now. And this is the kind of stuff we talk about, you know, making it easy for the horse to stay put. So to go slow just a little at a time, like sometimes I'll snug up the front cinch, then go the back cinch, then come back the front cinch, and then maybe lead the horse off and then do my final cinch in there. So, you know, going slow just like everything else and allowing the horse to do the right thing becomes very important, and Ty's doing a really good job of that right now.
I like to move him off a little in this saddle. So right here I'm asking, he goes, I quit. That way, again, I was real sure about what I was asking for. I was asking him to move off. I'll ask him again as he stops, say, no, we got to keep going here. And then it's my job to keep my body language and energy, letting him know that I want him to move. I'm real happy with how he's looking under that saddle right now. Bring that energy up a little bit. Them stirrups kind of bounce around on him a little bit, and the saddle squeaks and makes noise. Watch when my energy comes down. That's real nice. You know what I want to do before I get on him is I want to flex him a little bit, back him up a little bit. I want to be real soft right here and just ask real light. That's real nice. I want to try to feel for him, and as he gives, I give. I don't just pull his head around to me. See, this head ought to be just soft in any direction I want to take it. I like how that feels real good. You know, it's like Craig talked about yesterday. This is where your safety comes from, and being able to get them softer here. You can see that's just, I mean, that's just I could turn his head right there with a piece of horsehair. You know, he's just real, and that's because I'm not pulling on him to do everything. You know, a person doesn't even realize how much they pull on their horse for all different reasons. They pull to stop him, pull to make him stand there, pull to make him turn, pull to make him back up. Well, before you know it, your control panel has gotten completely numb to pulling.
I think it all begins to feel the same to the horse, and I think we need to be better at not pulling and kind of guiding or signaling the horse, because they can certainly learn the difference.
The main thing for me is I just really want them to slow down and think before, because all horses' natural thing when they get scared is panic and get away. And I want to try to instill in him to slow down and think, and then they usually find out that that bear ain't going to get them.
like on your horse out there, I thought he was doing so well and starting to really get off your legs. And, we're talking about, I always say if you're, it should be 50-50. If you're doing something with your hands, you want to do something with your legs. And it's interesting, people always ask me in the beginning, are you using your legs? And, I thought you were making a really good point of that when you were working that young horse.
Yeah, I like to start, I really like to introduce them legs really just right off the bat. The very first, I did it the very first time I hit the saddle on that horse, and that's what I like to do. And to me, like, you can just get to one hand so much easier. And like, to go catch a cow or to go and drag calves that are branding, you got to be just one hand down because you got a rope in your other hand. So as soon as I can, I like to get them horses working off my seat and off my legs. So now I'll see if I can bring my energy up a little bit, and he'll know to search. See, like right there, you see his ear, and he kind of says, well, what do we do here? So in order to help him, I'm going to pull him off a little bit here and then ask him, and just get any kind of movement, and I'll relax. Maybe put my right leg on a little bit here, see if I can get him to step off of that. Real nice, and I'll soften. I might help him back here too. Bring up my energy, kind of help him right here. Good. Good. I'm not going to be, that forward movement, I'll take it in increments just like I take everything else. I know how important forward movement is, but I want to save getting in a wreck right now and just let him figure out this energy, just like I was round pinning him on the ground. My energy's kind of overemphasized a little bit that I'm moving forward here. Ooh, ooh. Quit riding and see if that's perfect. That's what I want him to start adding up. Ooh. I'll help him here. This is what he needs work on. Right there, and I'll try to be light and quit as soon as he stops. A lot of times I'll have to do it several times. He's got to add up that to mean stop moving your feet. So I got to quit the minute he stops moving his feet. Now I ask him to ride off before he gets impatient. So I'll say, come on, you got to search. I might help him here with my hand. I try not to kick and poke too much. I want my horse just, I see guys that kick and poke their horse every stride, and that ain't something I want to do. I don't want to feel like I'm on a bicycle. I don't want to have to pedal him. I just want my energy to be what controls his speed, and pretty soon, as the horse gets seasoned, then it can be your thoughts.
I think it's fun. Just like I said, we're seeing some different elements, and but we're both looking for that same result. A horse that's willing, has the want to, and definitely has got the understanding.
The other thing, like watching you, I can tell that you've ridden a lot of horses for people, because you really get them, where they've pretty much seen about every side of the coin, and sometimes I think, just me starting horses for myself, sometimes it's harder just to bring in any old Joe and put him on one of my horses, because they want to just kind of set up there and go to pulling on their head, and with them not really being used to that. But I love to, and that's where I've really cherished our friendship is being able to get around you, and that's sure been a fun part of it.
This Ride Smart Tack Tip is brought to you by Cactus Saddlery.
Tack tip for today, a good quality and a really comfortable spur strap. Well, look at this spur strap here. It fits my boot. And if I'm going to be horseback all day long, there's nothing I hate worse than a spur strap that digs into my foot or doesn't hold that spur the way that I want it to hold. The strap that I use is a real good quality leather. Boy, it's stamped where it has a lot of style, and it's stitched where it's going to last a good long time. But the real secret is on the back side. I've put this real soft leather, and I'm going to tell you what, it's just like wearing a pillow patella on your foot, and you can wear that thing all day long. Hey, so I've got quality, I've got style, and when I go to adjust my spur, I've got a buckle where I can lift that thing right above the heel, but I like a little slack so it has a little give as I signal and cue my horse. Spur strap. Hey, make sure it fits, has some quality, and don't forget, there's nothing wrong with a little style.
Cactus Saddlery, a dedicated supporter of Craig Cameron Horsemanship, is the maker of the Craig Cameron Signature Saddle, as well as an array of other quality saddles for competition, western pleasure, and everyday ranch work at cactussaddlery.com. And now back to Ride Smart with Craig Cameron.
Check my cinch. Want that thing just right. Just the toe of the boot, no different. Check him out here. Now see that, again, I'd like to kind of get him where he's relaxed a little bit. I watch those ears. And I'm just going to try to sit down easy on this horse. I always say the first thing we get on is get the heck off. And they get used to you getting off. Come right back, same deal. And sit down easy. Well, I'm watching them ears, and I remember how that horse started yesterday. He didn't fool around about it. So I'm gonna try to bend this horse a little bit, and I want him to know I'm here. There we go. Good. Good. Boy, that's working good right there. Very nice. Everything we do on one side, certainly trying to do on the other. I want to keep trying to reassure this horse. I want to just bend him real soft here, just like that. Man, I like that. Good. Now I'm going to bring that nose right back where it needs to be. Not pulling, just guiding. All the time, just guiding my pony. Good, now I'm gonna ease him over here. One more time. All right. Okay. Now, you know, a lot of times when I work a horse, I like a guy to come in here and help me a little bit. So Ty might get you to come down in here right where this horse can see you. Now I'm gonna ask him to do nothing different. I'm gonna have him come over here where the horse can see him. I don't want any surprises, and I like to keep that flag kind of up in the air where he can see that thing. And then I would like to go to the left first, so you can see the horse, and all I got to do is be relaxed but alert. Now you can stop right there. That was actually really good. And I'm gonna get Ty to step backwards a step, take pressure off my horse. That was a really good deal right there for me, as far as I was concerned. I mean, that was really his first ride right there. I mean, he moved forward. His ears are pinned a little bit, and you know, a lot of times I'll try to get the brace out of a horse when he does that, just by bending him. And when I bend him, I'm gonna ask Ty to go ahead and move him, real soft, good. And I'm asking him to move him forward now. See if he can drive this horse forward just the same way that I've been doing all along, just like that. That's really good. And see how Ty's, I want him to do the same thing he did on his horse. When that horse goes forward, back off. That's the same way I've been operating. I ask him to go. See, and I'm encouraging him to go, good, good. And I'm gonna bring him back just the way he went. I'm gonna lead way out to the side here, and I'm gonna get Ty to come right in here. Good, good. And just, now ease him forward. Good, just ease him forward, I'm ready. Good. And I don't wanna pull on him. See, he's going now, and I might bump him, but you won't see me pull on him. But again, at the same time, I'm kind of relaxed, but alert. Good, and I'm driving with my body quite a bit Here. Now I'm asking him to move him forward one more time. He's getting real relaxed. Moving forward. Good. Just like that. And I'm just going to kind of go with this pony. Here, just go with him. Real soft, real relaxed. Good. And I got to hold that night latch, but I can pull on that all I want, but don't pull on your horse. Good. Drive him forward a little bit. Drive him forward a little bit. Good. I want to go all the way around one time. And then I'm going to let him stop one time over there. Good. Now I'm going to let him stop. Whoa. And see how tie backed up? That's the same way we did. Remember from the very beginning, I always said whenever you back up, you take a lot of pressure off these horses. And if you notice, I'm working a lot of one rein at a time, see, and just help this horse to find his way. And there's that little step backwards. Man, hey, the smallest change, the slightest try. That's what we're building off of.
And now back to Ride Smart with Craig Cameron.
All right, we're going to take it out there the third day. At the end of the second day, horse is pretty much on track, seeing a lot of different things, and in a lot of ways, seeing the same thing as well. Even though the techniques are not exactly the same, I think the philosophy for all good horsemen stays pretty much the same, you know, working through that power of understanding. And boy, the horses really, I tell you, I found that they just don't let you down. So, whoa, headed into old day 3 pretty quick. We'll see you next week on Ride Smart, right here on RFD TV.